3, 2, 1.
The following Pulpery podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Welcome to the Pulpery Politicscast with Brock and Ben. This podcast is where we discuss the political headlines that intrigue us and all those little jerks that enrage us.
So, okay.
Oh, there we go.
So, okay. Yeah. It's funny.
I love it how you've leaned into it.
Yeah.
Might as well.
So, okay. We talked about it last week, and these motherfuckers really went and voted to expel this guy.
Fourth time in the history of Congress.
I don't know why I said 20 plus.
I mean, we probably should have done.
Maybe that's what it was,
yeah.
But only 4 times. That little.
Yeah.
Actually voted and expelled.
Well, I mean, to give it levity, it's a major thing to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're telling an entire district,
fuck you.
Yeah. Or you made the wrong choice.
Right.
The rest of the country has decided
that you
all voted a moron into office.
Your pocket of New York,
yeah,
are wrong.
Which is Long Island. He's the Long Island, right?
Of course, it's fucking Long Island.
Strong Island.
Is it? Oh,
Long Island strong. But yeah.
Okay. We're not going to get into the how this guy got elected.
Well, it's one of those areas that
the Red Hook
it fluxes. Yeah, like I mean, but they predominantly vote for Democratic governors,
right.
But it's clearly this guy was a con man.
He was good at
the medium order.
Yeah, I mean, apparently his parents died in 9/11. He graduated.
Wasn't he like
honors.
A volleyball superstar or something like that?
I'm
sorry
cancer.
If that exists, like male volleyball superstars.
He almost invented the internet.
Yeah,
but Al Gore was like, "You need to pump the brakes on that one." Okay.
Hold on just a minute.
I created it, and then I climate control. We need to get it under control. He did a whole movie about that. Good for him, because it was like 20-something years ago.
And
well done, Al.
Everyone ignored it.
They did. Yeah. They did.
And now we have an iceberg the size of Oahu.
Yeah.
Floating in the Southern Ocean. Anyway. Back to George Santos.
This guy, who doesn't he have like 6 kids, and he's won a Nobel Peace? Like, this dude was bad and got elected. What does that tell you about Long Islanders?
Well, that I think it says more about our vetting process of candidates, like whether it's from the parties, and again, we're spoiled, and I do mean this, because the more and more I look at it, I really do enjoy the way that Louisiana does its elections with the jungle primary. It's like you just have everybody get in the cage and fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then if somebody manages to get 51%, if not, okay, we'll just take the 2 now.
Exactly. You 2 did not die. The rest of them did, so we're just going to move you forward.
And those 2 can be from the same party.
Exactly.
But, that point of, as soon as he got through a primary...
See, and so that's the things that...
finish. And that the party, and this all goes back to what we're going to talk... essentially the theme of this episode, except for the last part, which is how poorly operated the entire Republican Party is right now. They can't... Santos shows, they'll just throw anybody... they threw him out there because he was a gay Republican.
Right, of course.
And he did exactly what they wanted him to do.
Exactly. And he was voting the same way. He felt the same way, but he was the unicorn.
Yeah.
He was the gay man
that they thought. But
in
that's
the
why
GOP.
it's a white. It's a unicorn for a reason. It doesn't exist.
Right. It's.
I mean, granted, he's gay and he's a Republican, but he's got all these other. What?
He's not the unicorn, but they leaned into it.
Yeah.
And didn't the resolution to expel him come up several times before they actually went to or maybe they even went to a vote a couple of times?
No, it
never made it to a vote.
It was. I think it had been proposed.
Several.
Yeah.
Like more than 2.
But everybody was waiting for this ethics report to come out, and
so that's what it was. Like that's when they were finally like, okay, we can't.
Well, once the ethics report was leaked, and they saw what was coming down the. And again, this wasn't like.
But this was after he's been indicted.
Yeah.
Before the ethics report came out, right?
But,
I know we all know that.
Yeah, I mean,
government does not give a fuck about anybody being indicted.
And per the Constitution, if you are a federally elected representative, you are absolved from prosecution until you are out of office.
Correct. Which is why our former president is still running the streets.
Yeah.
Hair orange.
Yeah. The chancellor is still trying to get back into office. So the God
damn it, we need new rules. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I mean, granted, that is something that is fairly outdated because
the entire Constitution is outdated. Let's not beat around the bush.
Yeah, outside of Articles 1 through 3, I think, yeah. That established Congress, the presidency, and actually, 1 and 2. You could add a lot more to 3 because of what we're seeing right now.
Right. That's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
no amendments.
That doesn't mean it's perfect because in 2 there's the Electoral College, but that's a whole other bag.
I hate that. Yeah, we can't open that can of worms.
But in this case is to lead into the next thing, which is, this came up almost immediately as he was elected. I
think there were murmurs of it before,
and people were going like, "Wait, hang on a minute!" Like when we've interviewed this guy. He's saying this, he's saying that, blah, blah, blah. And then when they fact check his background.
Vice, no matter what you think about them, they're a little sketchy. But they tend to. But, yeah, Politico, I think The Atlantic were actually covering it as well. The Guardian, God forbid, also had.
Probably like the Wall Street Journal, too. I mean,
there were several publications that are like, is anybody really looking into this?
Yeah. Again, who vetted this dude?
It didn't matter because remember I asked you that question before, like what would it take me to be able to throw my hat in? And money is the thing, right? Like you need money.
Well, or you
need a treasure chest of money and a couple of people backing you.
But in some areas, like down here, yes, you would need financing behind you. But in, say, an area like Long Island...
Thank you. That was the point. Right.
Where Republicans are trying to make inroads, Santos just had to get the people to sign on.
Right.
Sign a petition saying they want him to run for office.
Like in fucking high school.
Right.
Where he basically got elected because he started a high school campaign.
Well, and
Excuse me. Grassroots.
Well, I mean, and so once he does that, and he's a registered Republican,
and then the Republicans are going, oh,
yeah, and then all he has to say is, "I'm a gay Republican." Then they're going to go, "Okay, here's money, 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 money." I mean, same as, well, actually, not same as. That's where
I know a gay Republican,
right? Yeah, who would actually probably be much better for that district than George.
Correct. Was. Yeah, but he was just there grifting, which seems to be the GOP's thing.
Right.
Like Democrats, again,
but they're
politicians
not,
are fucking shady, but...
I was going to say is that, they're no longer clever about it.
No,
it's not like we're finding out after the fact. It's that he didn't last to a re-election.
Was it Dionne Warwick with call in the Jamaican psychic hotline?
That is
Cleo. Every fucking Cleo.
Yeah.
God, Dionne Warwick, I am so sorry.
Well, she also had the Psychic Friends Network. Yeah.
She did, though, right? So see, I was half right.
Yeah,
but it's the same thing.
No, normally this would have played out of like, expose him for what he is, let him get to for whatever what that ethics report says was that
we still haven't seen it.
We can't let him get to a re-election. Like Republicans in the House.
That's what I am saying. Like
we're like, no, we can't even give this guy another shot at it.
But you've got Matt Gaetz and Jim Jordan and Tommy Tubberville running around.
Well, I was gonna say the last scary part about Santos is that he's been expelled. He's not banned, so
he could run again technically.
Yes.
And there are no term limits.
Right.
So he could run again.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, mini. He's like mini me Donald Trump, but gay.
Yeah, except
not orange.
If Trump wins again by constitutional law, he can.
Well,
but that's what Liz Cheney's out there talking about right now.
That is terrified.
But we will get to that next week after she gets through all of her interviews. But yeah, so. But again, they're not clever. So you've
got Tommy Tubberville.
Coach on the hill.
I'm a coach. I didn't win anything.
By the way, how many rings does he have?
I didn't win anything. He's got as many rings as you do.
Right. And it's all about rings. Don't let anybody fool you. It's all about rings.
I'm Italian.
Yeah.
I know.
It's all about the trophies.
That's all about the trophy.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Trophies.
Like, who's better, Jordan or this person? Doesn't matter. He's got more
trophies.
Yeah.
Facts. That's how I look at things. That's why Florida State being left out of the fucking championship.
Yes,
as
they won a trophy. They should be.
Facts. So here's the beauty of Coach We'll call it caving. He finally somebody got to him and was like, "Dude, you got to stop." And immediately, how many? Multiple hundreds?
It's like, was it
over 200? Maybe 4?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
We'll just say this:
an ungodly amount.
Hundreds of military.
So he says, like, okay, I'm gonna, as long as it's a 3-star or lower, I won't block it.
Right.
And then it was
hundreds.
Yeah, a cavalcade of appointments. And happened in minutes.
Thank you. That's what I was about to say. It didn't happen like confirmation hearings. No. It was within minutes.
I'm looking for it again.
That they had
425.
Over 400 minutes.
Right.
Minutes. That's like a Taylor Swift concert.
No. 425 nominations got passed.
Okay, nominations. Yeah. Sorry. But still.
But that they did in one session. Like,
minutes.
Yeah. It was just like, here are the names. Do we approve? Yes. Go.
Yes. Which is why they were like, so-and-so. And he was like, man. They were like, okay, do we really have to do this again? Yeah. Go through the format. Taylor Swift concert sales. Quick. That's what happened to Tommy Tubberville. Which, again, I question how...
But it's like...
In 2023, our government is structured on such arcane things that one human being...
And again, that
human being...
That number should get every human being in the United States pause.
Right.
425 top officials
That's
at various
more people
levels.
Than most people's graduating class.
Yeah. But that it's like...
One human.
No corporation in America has that many managers in it.
Nope.
And if you were to say, like, we're going to deny half of those people promotion...
Nope.
And stop it from functioning...
Every one of those organizations would crash.
Yeah. And you want to do that... He wanted to do that to the American military.
While there are 2 wars going on.
Over a healthcare issue through the VA.
2 wars.
Yeah. Thankfully that we're not. We want to take this time to thank you for supporting the Pulpery Podcast. We are available on all podcast platforms, so please follow us and turn on the downloads. You can always delete them later. If audio is not your thing, we are on YouTube. Check out our page and hit the subscribe button, like our episodes, and share with all your friends. Follow us on all the socials for our latest content and additional takes on the latest stories and news. If you need a change for your taste buds, go to thegdsauce.com and change the way you think about the way you eat. From their signature goddamn sauce to their ghost pepper sauce, they have everything you need to rethink condiments. Help support an independent business by getting rid of your same old condiments and boss up with the goddamn sauces.
So, we've just off mic talking about this. So is religion, Christian, quote unquote, Christian values, is that the dividing point right now more so than immigrants or big government or Ukraine or whatever?
Well, I would say
it all boiled down to where you lie on the line of Christian values, no matter how you look at that.
Well, I mean, I would have to step in, and I would say is that
and I know it's not as black and white as that.
The Republicans are the GOP, or modern conservatism or present day conservatism is.
Is that what it's called at this point?
Well, I mean, typically when we talk about it, it's like MAGA, but there's like people who are not MAGA, but who are still
correct. That's why I was wondering if there was like
fundamental Christian values.
Oh, that's a better way to put it. Fundamentalist. Yep.
Again, okay, and I was. It's like there's a great debate within the United States happening right now among Catholics, because there are American priests and bishops who completely disagree with the Pope and saying that homosexuals should be able to get communion.
Yep.
That women should be able to become deacons,
yep,
and that trans people should be accepted into the community. But
at the same time, there are the originalist, is the only word I can think of, federal, I don't know what you want to call it, who are like, nah, dog.
That's not fundamentalist or orthodox, if you want.
Oh, that's the word I was looking for, orthodox.
Yeah.
Nah, dog, that's not how this works.
Right.
They're just...
Which is...
I don't want to use closed-minded, open-minded, like that. That's wrong. It's a blanket thing, but... I don't know how you fix that.
Yeah, because like in the old days, the differences between the parties used to be practical differences.
Right.
Like, taxes... Low taxes versus high taxes.
Big government, low government.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, does the power come from the central government or does the power come from your state?
Right.
Now they're talking...
It's so nuanced.
Which is also why when you hear somebody say, like, states' rights or I'm a libertarian or whatever,
fucking good,
and the people you support are denying people. Like the whole... Many of the early libertarians that I met when I was younger were all about, weed legalization. That they were about, marry who you want to marry. Like the government should, the government shouldn't be in your bedroom or in your house. And then now it's become, the federal government shouldn't be in your bedroom or in your house, but the state government should be. Which doesn't make any sense. Like, doesn't make any rational sense.
That's the excuse.
Right.
The excuse is, federally. I mean, like, we wash our hands and we're going to put it back on the states.
Yeah, like some overseeing deep state bureaucracy is not cool on the federal level, but on the state
level, cool.
That's protecting us from brown people and men who wear mascara. Or men that we think are men that wear mascara. Excuse me.
A drag. Yes. Yeah. That's
so
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. Which and again, we do this, and I obsess over it, even though I don't understand it. And there are people way fucking smarter than me. But I like to think that I have an objective mind. But there are people who don't. You just said it. The finite stuff about it. They're just more like, okay, black and white. Like, anti-abortion, so I'm going here, or gay rights, whatever it may be.
Right.
There's just so much. We just talked about George Santos being a gay man as a GOP. Like, there's too much gray area, and the Constitution, laws...
Tubberville blocking all those appointments for one thing.
All because of arcane rules that... I hate the word fucking precedent in government. I fucking hate it. And I know you're going to probably give me reasons why it's there.
Oh, you mean in terms of, like, operation and stuff like that?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I don't... Because it doesn't take into account the changing of times.
Well, that we're actually...
The evolution of the fucking species.
Actually, let's table that, because
Okay.
that's a longer discussion.
Right.
Because we have to... I mean, so you have, like... I mean, we had...
Go ahead.
No, it's like... I want to purposely call him the wrong name every time. Like, Jim Johnson.
Yeah.
Mike Mickelson.
Right.
Steve Stevenson. The
Matthewson Gates. Yes.
Flynn Tyler.
MTG.
Our Speaker of the House. Like, so first there's
Johnson,
that debacle.
Michael Thomas
Yeah.
Johnson. Thomas Johnson. The fucking whitest human being on the planet.
Yeah. So first there's that debacle. Then there is Mark Wayne trying to fight the Southie
What is
Teamsters
it with
boss.
white people in Congress having like multiple first names?
I don't know. And then
Like,
and then
Go
after
ahead.
that, Kevin McCarthy elbows or kidney punches some dude from behind.
And then go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just. It's
But
like
then
I'm
McCarthy,
just
in the
listing
same
this.
breath,
Yeah.
turns around and threw Matt, I like to rape little girls, and Gates, allegedly. The attorneys tell me I have to say that. Allegedly. Like, out loud throwing him under the bus. Like, it's fucking high school.
And then now you have Marjorie Taylor Greene accusing a fellow Republican of essentially shaking her like a baby, like a bad babysitter.
Watch this. Apparently she likes that.
I'm not gonna go down.
Allegedly she likes that. Allegedly.
Or the GOP congressman apparently likes grabbing women by the shoulders and shaking them
Vigorously.
like they're rag dolls.
Vigorously.
I mean, either way you look at this, it's bad.
Lowen Bobert, Lauren, likes to vigorously shake her dates at a Beetlejuice play.
While they vape and touch her titties.
But yell at little...
So it's, I mean, what was that, like 5 things right there?
That's just high level.
And these are like big names in the GOP party.
Yep.
So
don't get it twisted. There are Democrats who are not as fucked up, but that are just...
Oh, yeah.
Bad, but...
But guess what? They fucking keep it quiet.
They keep it quiet, and they're just not...
Or at least, I'm not going to do the voice, but Chuck Schumer's like, sit down, shut the... You're a United States Senator. Sit down, shut up.
Sit down.
No, you don't get a chance.
No. Yeah, like... That sounded bad because we're like, as long as you keep it quiet, it's okay. But that's not... That's not it. It's... How do we keep...
What I'm just saying is that you look at what actually, everything that we talked about is in the House.
Right.
Mitch McConnell, at least... And
I was going to ask a question.
Other than Tubberville, Mitch McConnell has kept the Republicans in the Senate from doing stupid ass
Who
shit.
has more power? House or Senate? Because that's another thing that never gets discussed growing up. It's just the House does this, the Senate does this branch does this.
Long-term Senate, short-term House.
Facts. Okay, thank you. That's how I thought. I just wanted confirmation. Okay, so we'll get away from shit news and the GOP, and we're going to get away to, I wish I had partied. The worst human being sans Hitler put on the planet is finally dead. Ding dong, the douche is dead.
That would be Henry Kissinger.
I can't believe this cocksucker
lived to 100.
Lived to 100. And if you don't know, there are 6 listeners. I'm sure you're educated.
Just look up Cambodia.
Facts.
That's all you have to do. Let alone our a little
Facts.
name by the name of Pinochet in Chile.
This cocksucker probably is responsible for more human death than any other. Hitler.
I would say where Robert McNamara is a close second. But
You
that's
think?
Yeah. No.
Hitler would be the next person I would think who would.
Hitler was
directly responsible.
10 million, and that's just in the camps.
Right. At any rate, Kissinger.
You take the war into account, but all over the place, and that
there are a half a dozen countries / regions that this dude tried to exterminate.
Well, and he was such a good con man that he convinced Democrat and Republican presidents to listen to him.
Yep.
Including, Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton and others.
This guy was terrible.
Well, he I don't have enough time to get into
Neither
it.
do I, which is why I was just going high level.
But he gets into a realm of people that we always have to be afraid of, which is a group of individuals who have the means and the opportunity to influence high officials in government, and
which is topical.
Which is weird because Kissinger never comes up in deep state conversations.
No,
but he would have been a representation
and
of
he
deep
doesn't
state.
come up in a lot of those conversations. He's just like you said, the dark arts.
Yeah,
if you look it up,
the Conti of American politics.
That is him.
Yeah.
The Italian national team defense and all of the Euros is Kissinger.
And then mid-range.
Actually, he was fucking terrible.
Actually, that's not mid-range. Very on the low range, Sandra Day O'Connor pass, which I hate to say it, I thought she already had. And
so did I. Which is why when you said that, I went, who?
Yeah.
Sinead? She's been dead forever. No.
And
she hasn't been.
But it was actually in this time that we're living in,
the first female
Supreme Court judge.
Female.
And she was a good conservative. She was fair and balanced, on her slant.
Not Fox fair and balanced, but where's you mean where Supreme judges should be?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, get to the main one now.
Well, and then
everybody's
Rosalynn Carter, which is the main thing about her is that she should not be overshadowed by her husband.
Nope.
But did immense good for mental health in this country. And so, a very good person passed away at a very ripe old age.
You know what? Good on her.
Yeah.
I will say this, though.
But this also means Jimmy Carter's not far.
No.
Far behind.
But isn't it beautiful that Jimmy Carter outlasted his wife, who he's probably going to die shortly thereafter, but
Henry Kissinger.
The fucking Satan of his life. Kissinger.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? He probably drank.
Yeah, that put him into all the shit situations.
He went.
Other than picking the sweater.
I love my wife to death. I've been with her for ages. Kissinger, here we go.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It does that.
You cunt.
We'll end on that.
Yep.
The following Pulpery podcast is brought to you by
that might
the
be the Twitter
Goddamn Sauce.
It better
Go
be.
to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary
And
condiments.
it's funny. I hope that
Well, and then, I mean, like,
Clippers, a
there's
presently
so
produced
much,
podcast
there's so
by
much
Brock
there.
Harmon,
Like,
been
he was
written on social
advising
media and
Nixon,
photography
when
by
Nixon
Beck
was
Ryder,
running,
original music by the Heisenberg
to
Compensators.
negotiate with the North Vietnamese, essentially ruin, like, LBJ was going to end it.
Yep. And he was like, no,
And he
no,
kept
no,
it
no, we're
going.
good. And
And
then
then-
decided to turn around and nuke the place.
Yeah, and escalate it, and then move into Cambodia, which then gave rise to the Khmer Rouge, which led to a genocide.
Which was like, it was like, here, look over here at Vietnam, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to fucking 86 an entire...
And I had forgotten about how...
Were they considered a nationality?